So my power flipped. My breaker flipped, immediately shutting off everything in my dank gaming basement. I suspect the following happened. Every house has weird wiring, and what I always want to do is plug as many different things into different sockets in the walls to be on as many different circuits as possible. I think I know exactly where I've overloaded things, but just to be safe, I've turned off my little space heater, so you'll see me shivering. And that way I can keep the graphics of this game cranked up to the max. So we were in the middle of losing.
Let me teach you the power of the Eternals, Maracat Fiend. Right of the full moon.
Oh, no! I saw that, and I navigated towards where the center of the circle would be. Like an appalling man.
Right of the full moon. Forever! No escape, my love, my
Dude, Frost Bomb, I think, is, like, the best boss thing ever.
right of the fourth moon. Risen above. Draven, I need you.
Draven's like, hello! I love helping. Oh, whoops, that's one of those regular knights again. Nice. Dude, I think that this is just such an insanely fun fight. I think this is awesome. Two Drop Dirtlers has done the same thing a couple times this winter. Oh, do you mean like turning on a bunch of space heaters and still having all the same stuff plugged in? Oops, let me just tweet. Whoops. Breaker flipped, but I am back playing Path of Exile 2. And I guess that I will tweet the same on Blue Sky. Yeah, I mean, like some of the reasons why I like this fight is that, like, it's extremely evocative. Like, screw the gameplay mechanics of it.
The power of the Eternals, Maracat Fiend.
I mean, and some of it is just, like, usual home run. Like, she has a scythe. But, you know, the theme of the spirits and the sort of coloration of this sort of ethereal magic is just so sweet.
Wit and rot. Right of the fourth moon.
All the abilities are really dodgeable, but they're very punishing. So, like, you know, I feel like I need to pay at least a little bit of attention. Messing up is so punishing that you go, oh, I gotta make sure I don't get to do that again. And then you just do that, like the, you know, the spirits trying to run away. It's just so sweet.
To me, Draven. Forever! Insolence!
I love that this is connected to the last fight.
Insolence! To me,
Really good dodging. Really good, superb.
Forever!
I mean, the voice lines, you're mine forever! Like, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Wit and rot. My love.
Hasn't someone one of those knights that just counter-bot me every time? I mean, that was so much fun. Oh my god, I'm getting firm bracers at how well I played that fight. Alright. I need 19 dexterity. What do I have? 7. Gain 9 life per enemy killed? Well, I mean, I don't care about any of that. Doesn't matter to me. Some more recovery if used while on low mana? I've never even used my mana flask. This is going to be thrilling. Need level 10? Okay. Exalted Orb augments a rare item with a new random modifier. I feel exalted. I mean, that seems great. It's got a socket. 3.2 life regen per second. 22 max life. I mean, damn. Get some keys. Get some boots. All this is trash. Nice. The trash stuff. Healthiest helmet of the flatworm. Actually, I'm gonna go to here. Oh my god, SC Genesis, don't plug more stuff into the socket. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I actually really kind of want to maybe not go too much longer tonight because I don't want it to, like, go down at 6 and then I get it back and it goes down at 7. But, I mean, the good news is that I am going next week by the Exile too. But I want to do some Hearthstone laddering, so I want to check out that relatively soon. For the Count's Grave, okay. Kind of incredible how many people just stop watching when the internet blips for a few minutes.
Hello.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Hello.
Okay.
Stay safe.
I go here.
If you can.
I know I sold the mana flask, but I've never used it, so I just, I don't care. It's just like whatever. Alright, search for the consort's grave.
By Gadokan!
Get some of these out of here. Count's grave. Past the great. Open the memorial gate. Nice. To the gate! Man, I'm curious for some of you who have played Path of Exile 2 and have decided to stop. I know there's people that have just continued to play it. For those of you who have stopped, what was like the hour mark where you decided to put the game down? I've heard that from some of my buddies. Light them up. Bottom of the 65 only stopped the last D4 season. Heck yeah. This. Does it have sockets? Do I even care? And I'm actually curious, yeah, because it's seeming like people are like between 50 and 200. Man, that's pretty terrific. Praise this game for making me not need to pick up gold. But I dodged in time. What is maps? So, my understanding of maps, Red 5, I've had it explained to me a number of times, but I've never done it. It's basically like, hey, what is an ARPG about, for games like Diablo 2 earlier ARPGs, well, a lot of it is about the progression. It's about my character getting stronger and stronger, and just trying to push that as much as possible. When I would get to the end game of Diablo 2, when I played a lot, it's, you know, there's a little bit like, what am I doing with my time, right? I'm just endlessly doing Bale run after Bale run after Bale run. Or I should be more generic. There's like a single boss that I should just go kill again and again and again and again and again until I need this kind of rune, and then I go kill that boss again and again and again and again and again. And it creates kind of a ultra flatness to trying to escalate your power at some point in time. And, you know, I would do it because I was an addict. I would do it because I'm a little degen. And so in Path of Exile, again, my understanding is that you get this way to kind of custom generate an interesting dungeon to fight through in order to help you continue to progress. So again, imagine you've done all the content in an old school ARPG, and when you get to the end, we don't want our players only killing Bale again and again and again, or only killing the Witch in the Forest again and again and again. How about they have a interesting customized way to build, which means that it's kind of procedurally generating the future content? Like, yes, this area that I'm in is procedurally generated, but it's like a handcrafted area with handcrafted elements with a very restricted kind of procedural generation. And so maps have, in the same way that, you know, if you look at this, these are rope cuffs, and it gets the prefix blessed rope cuffs, you know, or if we want to go old school, you could have like one prefix and one suffix, a godly plate of the whale. So mapping kind of takes that idea to dungeon building, where it's like, okay, you get a dungeon, you get little prefixes and suffixes. I'm not quite being as... Don't take what I'm saying literally. I'm trying to communicate conceptually the idea of getting to, like, mix and match different things in there. That's my understanding of mapping. And so, I mean, that sounds fun as hell. Oh my god, Apo Koala is back doing his daily gift sub sniping. Checkpoint. Right, there's the mausoleum. There's the gate at the bottom corner.
Well, do my eyes...
Fall before me.
Do my eyes... What?
Oh, it's the memorial gate. I don't know why, but I just 100% assumed that this would be on the map.
Last, it's open! Praise the first one! What is this?
Oh, on the other side, are we gonna find Sif?
Isabel, Torko, Callum, the family of Count Lachlan of Ogham. My family! This doesn't make any sense! They're dead! Those bastard Eternals! I must make them pay! I must make them suffer!
Oh!
I need more time.
Oh, because there's one thing that, yeah. Salk says you're on the right track, but the way you explain it makes it seem a little more customizable than it is. You can kind of control it, but it's still RNG what your map is, and the RNG and the affixes. Yeah, no, I was way too imprecise because I was kind of speaking from a designer perspective, like in the same way that you can get items that have prefixes and suffixes. The player doesn't design the items, but that's what they're searching for. It's like, my understanding is that that's what maps are, is that the designers can kind of like help generate prefixes and suffixes in that way. Thanks for pointing that out, yeah, because that's a sort of massive imprecision. Can you help me out? Actually, I'm evil now! Oh, sweet.
I need more time.
What in the tarnation was that? Is that mine? That's his. I like un-aggroed him. Oh, I thought that did. That very clearly did. I have thought I've dodged that like 6 times. Dude, I mean, like, just... I appreciate so much how many of the bosses were standing still, and now this one is just slowly lumbering at you. Central point of movement. Oh, dude, that hits me every time. Oh, yeah, keep passing this. Get him. Oh, shit. Oh, that hits like that. Okay, alright. I'm clearly not quite understanding. It's like a heat-seeking bad ghost. I bet there's going to be a second phase. Ow! Oh. Choking on my own spit. Somewhere here, there he is. I swear to God, this is why we hug all cemetery stones. Never mind, I'm the greatest of all time. Woo, 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 woo.
Rejoin your kin, lost one.
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
yes.
remember you.
Yeah. Alright, so... Pelt mantle? I don't know. What's the pelt mantle? No, I like energy shield. Okay, sure. I guess I'll just maybe keep that. All right. Frost bomb, 100%, right? Love this ability. Want to go for it every time. All right. Ah, yes, Una. So much life. Wait, how much life are we dealing with? Maximum life? That's fine. I already got this helmet. It's 22 to max life. Hi, Una.
You found the ring.
No, I need to sell things. No! Ipqual says, did you know that sniping will make Twitch cut off your ability to gift? I think they don't like individual transaction charges. What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They should change that immediately. What? I mean, that's bonkers.
How long has it been? I was hunted. The Count, he stole something that is
This guy's
beyond
tight.
dangerous. It can
This shade is
Wow. Wait, refund passive?
inspiring.
Hooded man fixes it all. Woo! Oh my god, April Qual, that is so dumb. Way rid of regret orbs. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I might be different than other people, but I genuinely think that games that kind of force you to be committed, I think is just better design. I think that creating friction to respec is incredibly healthy. Cast speed. Backseat question. Do I need to have a jewel socket to traverse this? Like, am I locked in here unless I have the jewel socket? Nice. I mean, I just think that's so pretty. I mean, it's just so unnecessarily sweet. I mean, I'm really interested in this little arm up here. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. This is so cool because this, like, here's the thing. This is damage. I actually think the cast speed is really important for me. So where is cast speed? So, question about some of these. Cast time. Is cast time the thing that gets modified by cast speed? Okay, cool. Yeah. I wanted to ask that question very precisely, because, I mean, there is a lot of weird funkiness in a lot of games that I play. Like, Dota has the notion of base attack time, which is like, what is the absolute, like, a starting minimum amount, and then beyond, or, well, there's ways in which that's inaccurate. There are games that have things such as, here's a fixed minimum of the amount of time it takes to cast, and then after the cast, there's a cooldown before you can cast again, and cast speed affects the cooldown, but not the fixed thing in the front. Nice. Okay. Travel to the haunting grounds. Oops, I did that wrong. Go home. And I've asked this a few times, and I keep just getting distracted by some intense boss fight or something interesting happening. Who was asking about ARPG designs? One was asking about that. I thought that was interesting.
It seems shadows haunt us both.
I don't remember if that is. This, by the way, I think that this is my least favorite part of the entire game is this screen and menu. Because when you open it up, it's like always covering the map, and I can't actually scroll, so it feels like intrusive. Like right when it comes up, it's covering so much of the screen. Hunting grounds. The consort, mausoleum of the praetor. I mean, that's just a nice little, little thing. Menus need a lot of work. Well, menus I think are a great thing to do last. No game has people sit down and be like, before we get the gameplay nailed, let's figure out the menus. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a... There it is. Uncut support gem. We did it. We did it, America. We got the only thing we care about, which is uncut support gems.
Victory is mine.
That hurt a great deal.
A rare treasure.
Game looks great in the daytime. Quarterstaff, so you remember that that is not for me. Dexterity? Dude. I mean, that's awesome. That is so awesome. 40% more skill effect duration. If I look at this, skill effect. So... I'm gonna do chain, man. Why not? Give it a shot, you know? What did I do wrong? Hold on, learning. So, I believe that the reason it's not letting me do this is that in my gems, I can only have one dexterity gem. So when it tries to create the one dexterity gem, it can't, like, place it. And because it can't just place that... Okay, so, I mean, I'm just gonna get the other gem that I wanted anyways. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm just going to get Arcane Tempo. And now it can automatically place. Nice.
Die, scum!
I was so frozen. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, that's so sick. I just love when a game punishes you. That's amazing. Is there any reason to go back to your body in this game? I don't know if there is, but yeah. Also, this map would imply that if I want to go here, I need to go to the top left of this. Because, I mean, the number of games where you can just, like, do this. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Do I have a hewn mask? Dude, this already feels so much better. Wow, that feels insanely good. It's way better. I mean, I know that one has a socket, but, you know, whatever. No, I hit the microtransaction button. Oh my god, it's there. This is the game. This is the game itself. Oh yeah. Boonting Crones.
These planes, they're twisted.
Dude, I want to actually now go for attack speed. Oh my god! I need to get more defense! Defense! We need more defense in the fucking game! Holy shit! Oh, things fucking shit on me in this part of the game! We need more defense! We're not gonna go for damage or cast speed anymore! Get me the fuck out of here! Oh my god! To the cemetery! Oh my god! What happened in the game? That was a bit of a steep skill cliff we've just hit. Wow, he's out. This is the best game of all time. That was amazing. Oh my god, I showed up and I just got clapped. That was amazing. X says you almost had it. Well, it was hard to determine that because I had blood in my eyes. That was an awesome moment of gameplay. That was amazing. Oh my god, I nearly died instantly. So maybe I need to be doing some more. Okay, wait, I gotta do some planning. So let's see what kind of character I even am. Oh, this is so fun. All right, I got 10% cold resistance. Whoa! That's amazing. All right. All right. Now, before any of you go, oh my god, this is my opportunity to backseat. I'm not asking or curious or concerned. This is the greatest moment ever for me. Where things have started to go wrong, and I get the chance to try to figure it out. Heaven on earth. And there's this whole cast speed branch here, so that's what I'm going to go for. I mean, I could also just right up here. Where are my energy shields? There's a lot of those. Alright, let's get cast speed. Because what I really want to do is I want to work my way over to... I just saw it. It was a big zigzag. Yeah, this guy. I want to do this. Cast speed. Cast speed. Chain. Okay. Here we go. I'm ready. Oh my god, I'm not fucking ready at all. Why did they spawn there? I can't believe they waited for me. I'm not fucking ready in the slightest. Oh my god. This is the best game ever made. That's awesome. Resurrected the checkpoint. Alright, it's okay, I'm back. Throwing him out. I'm only walking like this for the rest of the time. Little do these jobbers know I'm casting 3% faster, you know what I mean? Woo! Alright. Woo! That was close. Demon Lover. Love you, man. Been watching since SC2. Hell yeah. Dude, thank God that this game actually punishes me super early. Regenerates life. I see. Keep forgetting to cast 2 orbs. %17% increased attack speed? What's the damage on this? I mean, that's an insane amount, right? You also agree that that's insane, yes? Alright, so let's rearrange some of this stuff. This, I want you to do this. This I never want on anything. You know what? I really want my abilities on right-click. I'm used to right-clicking. I have so much of a life playing StarCraft right-clicking on things. Dude, the fact that it gives you... I mean, that's a brilliant way... Okay. I'm gonna talk about spreading again. I'm gonna do it. Any game that makes sure a player doesn't focus too one-dimensionally on any one thing, I think that is like the most important thing to do in any game with choice or strategy or spreading players' decisions out. Card games do this by, hey, like Slay the Spire, pick one of these 3 cards to add to your deck. That's random. What you draw, that's random. Great way to get players to spread out. What about it in a game like this? Every single item that has given me a skill, it has been much higher level than any of my current skills, which makes me want to use it. I mean, look at this. Look at the damage on this. It's like 6 to 8. But it's 6 to 8 times 7 projectiles. And it's super long range and it slows. I mean, that's... And if I also go back here... Oh, dad memes. Oh my god. True, true. 5 subs, true. Good to see you, Jordan, man. How's it going? Nothing in here stinks. Dude, look at me freezing. Oh my god, that's actually so ridiculous. Dude, this is so insane. I mean, I'm selling this. Oh my god, wait, this had 16% increased attack speed? No wonder it felt so identical. Well. Alright. Sean keeps saying attack speed when looking at cast speed. Well, for a spellcaster, that is my attack. You will agree? Oops, I'm not using the right thing. Wait, hold on. I want to see some shit. How much does this do per? 1 to 16. But this is so targeted. Welcome morning, Sean. I remember Sean saying that Path of Exile is quite a large barrier of entry, being very complicated. Is Path of Exile 2 difficult to get into for a brand new player? I mean, not really, honestly. Chill out. Get frozen. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out, Crimson Bite. Furious. Actually, that's so much more.
Forgotten.
What am I trying to do here? Path of Exile 2 is just way better to get into than Path of Exile 1. By like such a wide margin. Because the thing about Path of Exile 2 is you need to think like a weirdo to start playing. And in this game you just think intuitively, and it presents to you options and behaviors that are all intuitive. I hate these games. I mean, literally, I cannot recommend this game. Dude, time to use my frost abilities. I mean, look, I'm gonna use frost for just a second. Like, the freeze into bomb is sick. Oops. The idea of freezing them with frozen shards and then doing that. Probably gonna be better to light him up. I have trouble, like, quite even understanding how this happens, but, like, the enemies are functioning so differently that I regularly feel myself needing to think differently about how I'm going to be fighting through certain areas. And I really, really, really enjoy that. Like, the fact that these can be a lot more targeted. Raid shoes. I don't know. What is it? Life regen. This is... I don't even know what armor does. It's fine. Woo! Ah! Russell, good morning, Mr. 9. Looking good today. Hey, thank you. You know, I've been working out. You know,
Garukan favors me.
Hold on. I'm getting in the zone. I'm trying to get more antler focus. All right.
Now don't move.
Yeah, like, Frozen Orb is great against those guys. I can just plant it and then just start dodging. Against these guys, I can just hold them up. Oh, I'm out of mana? Since when? When does a guy run out of mana in this game? So this is free. Wow. Fast speed will do that to you. Damn. Like, that is so cool. Where am I even going? I'm just enjoying combat. That's like no No one's ever said that about an ARPG. Like, look at that. Froze the guy and detonated it. Oh. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Run! Take a drink! Alright, we need to come up with an esports gaming plan here. I mean, the fact that I lived is so good. That was so cool. That was so sick. You know what? Treat myself. Get some more cast speed. I mean, that was fantastic. You know, I want to see some stuff in here. Oh, nice. I don't know. Okay. I want to see what this is like for a little bit. This is a little uglier than I would like. I think I like this more. I mean, honestly, I have no problem looking, like, all the way on the sides of the screen for my resources. I think so far I actually like the frost magic more. It's just chunkier. But I'm gonna keep speccing into lightning. Very, very delightful. Look at this. I can freeze him as he's trying to burrow. That's so sick. What am I even trying to do? Find the entrance to the village? Alright, sure, I can do that. I think this is a real Souls innovation.
This is no lost man effigy. The boy is from these parts. I should ask him of this.
Like, I think that in a game like so many past ARPGs, you'd have like a freeze build. And if the enemies had resistance to freeze or something like that, you were just screwed, and that was all there was to it. Or if they were immune to freeze, I think that may be the better option. And what Dark Souls did is... I need to back up. So a lot of the older ARPG models, and frankly just like tons of games would do this, you would have something like, oh, you can build up, chill on an enemy, and then if you build it all the way up, it freezes the enemy. And if an enemy had immune to freeze, your entire build was screwed. Or if you, your opponent had, say, 50% resistance, this means it would take, you know, twice as long to build up, then it would freeze them. And that's just not a lot of granularity. I mean, particularly the immunity is a huge pain in the ass, but I mean, even more so, oh, well, I'm going to make them minus 25% resistance. You shouldn't have that much wiggle room to work with from the player perspective. And what the Souls games do is, for something like, say, getting frozen, there's actually an invisible meter that's set individually on each enemy. And what happens in the Souls games is, like, if you attack, it'll apply, say, 30 frostbite. And that's the exact amount of frostbite the attack always applies. And when the enemy's meter is filled, they get frozen. But enemies have wildly different meters. So, you know, maybe there's an enemy that has a 25 length frostbite. That means if you hit them once, they're immediately frozen. Might be another enemy that has 100. So if you hit them 3 times, they're at 90. And if you hit them 1 more, there you go. And my understanding is that in this game, they switched to that model, where if I want to be someone that freezes guys a lot, different enemies will have different length meters that need to build up. So therefore, if I'm up against a boss that has a really large freeze meter, I can still wind up eventually freezing them and comboing them with something like my Frostbomb. I mean, I think that's terrific. Oh! Oh, it's gonna summon things! Oh, that was gonna be a story event! Oh! Oh, what the fuck? Ah, fucking this game! This game is fucking bad! Run! Run away! Q over there! Freeze! Q over here! Q over there is probably right.
Not yet.
God, these guys just don't take much damage. I'm not even gonna talk to Finn. Finn couldn't even get me on the phone. This thing's awesome. I'm gonna commit. Need to make myself use it more, but I'm gonna commit. I won't commit. So again, this is why doesn't it have single target ones? What do you mean the single target one? Man, there's this one piece of ice that keeps, like, blocking my ability to drink this. I hate when that happens. I want to just take a drink of ice, but it's, like, perfectly just, like, covering over the hole. Ah! I need to pour some onto my face. No! Soon enough, I'm going to get my giant gallon jug and just plow through that each day. It's going to be awesome. All right. Finn.
Wow, this is ominous. Now see, that's though it is full of scoundrels.
Fine, Fraith. Yeah, you ask why I went for these? Because they're sweet. I mean, that's it. Like, I mean, look at that. It's a giant bolt of lightning coming out. See this. So this is I mean, that's so cool. That is so awesome. I think the bomb is the best against these guys. Yeah, the grass texturing looks odd as hell to me, for sure. Literally just walking side to side is really good at dodging. The ground does look weird to me, for those who are curious. Yeah, I mean, this is like the way to go.
Die, scum!
Okay, so... this looks like a sharpness issue. That still looks weird. You actually zoom in, like, I don't know, there's sort of weird... yeah, that's really rough. Yeah, no upscale, good. There's some sort of aliasing happening on these edges here that is just really hurting my eyes. Well, I mean, the thing is that, like, I don't know why the upscale mode would actually be used. Because, like, I'm not upscaling, right? What? What does NIS stand for? What? Don't just, okay. Sharpness. Yeah, see. This is the sharpness issue that I was talking about. Alright. DLA is anti-aliasing with no upscaling? Yeah, better be. That looks so much better. It was kind of messing with me, but I was just like, you know.
You are nothing.
Honestly, a little distracted by how many enemies there were. And the enemy animations just look so good. Hey, we got to Ogham! Hot damn, it's Ogham. Like, my inclination is typically to just want to play the game on whatever the default settings are for graphics. Because, like, I mean, I spend a lot of money just to have an extremely good computer so I can do that. That's like my entire wish, entire goal, spending my money on my PC is so I can do that. Dude, my mana, I burn through that shit. So, like, you know, I tend not to get too obsessed with, like, oh, my min-maxing the upscaling correctly, you know, my... And often, a lot of games lately just default to having DLSS on by default. That's fine. It's so sweet.
It beautiful one.
Graphic settings has gotten so much more complex lately. I mean, honestly, this is why I like DLSS. Because it just... Because, I mean, this is a bit of an opinion of mine, less like the blunt, raw reality. Like... By the way, Noble Jernigan, mwah, I'm so glad you watched Mostly Walking. I love that show! And we're going to be back on Monday, baby. Or Rise of the Golden Idol. In fact, you know what? There's your schedule. Rise of the Golden Idol coming up. Yeah, I mean, I in my opinion, most of the min-maxing that exists with graphics setting stuff is purely that there's a lot of different hardware that people have on their computer, and what one person's thing is better at. What does this mean? I have an alarm that it says setup. Do I need to set something up? I hate me sometimes. I'll set an alarm so I don't forget. The alarm goes off. Who the fuck put this alarm on my phone? Okay, in my opinion, a lot of the reason why graphics settings, twiddlings even existed is they wanted to make sure that they had the max awesomeness in the game, but everyone has such different hardware. Some people have killer, I mean, just at least historically, killer CPUs, but a weak GPU, or vice versa, or a lot of RAM or not a lot of RAM. All various combination thereof. And I mean, I used to really understand what my computer was good at and get those settings right, but I genuinely think DLSS is like the best thing to happen to PC gaming in like 10 years, at least. DLSS, for those of you who don't know, it stands for Deep Learning Super Sampling. And it's basically the ability to take a lower resolution image, like say rendering at a quarter of the screen size, and just growing it to the full screen size by filling in details. How does the details actually get filled in? It's a bunch of machine learning that NVIDIA has built into their GPUs, and often they will train it on data provided by the developer to make sure their game upscales well. And so I think that really, for me, I mean, I had an old rig, and I was starting to go, you know, we got to replace this, we got to get rid of this. And then I started using DLSS, and I was like, cool, maybe not. And I mean, I went for like years using DLSS, and I was just like, huh, this is maybe just, I don't need to get a new PC anymore? And then I just said, I'm going to get a new PC. And that's where we are today. What does this guy have? Energy shield, basic. We're using chokes, baby. Good. I was worried about standing still, so I'm gonna run. Freezing is sick.
Die forgotten.
Gross. That was rough. DLSS can only do so much once your CPU falls behind. It's true. Once I have a computer that is actually so bad I can't up-res, like, 60 by 90 to fully 4K. What am I even trying to do? Travel Ogum? Find the entrance to the building. Yeah. Well, Journey again says, what do you think of the prospect of fully AI games that generate as you go? I recently met someone who's working on a game similar to that, where there's general themes and fundamental mechanics, but NPCs and missions are different every time on every playthrough. Like, from a conceptual standpoint, could be cool. You know, a lot of generative stuff is just kind of meh right now. So it's kind of one of those, like, on paper, sure, but, like, how would that work? And I'm actually going to use an example that I think is... What is this? Oops. This any attribute is so great, because I'm going to be doing dexterity. To make sure I can get another dex node and work my way up to here. I mean, like, how many games have said, we're going to create amazing tools so that anyone who wants to can design games on our platform, and then no one uses it, and it just is...
I'm carrying enough already.
And then it's done. Oh, I forgot I had that. Oh, I'm so wealthy. Like, almost all of them. So, I mean, I'm sort of a, like, endless pragmatist.
These are just some odds and ends of mine.
Oh my god. How many can I have in staff? 50? Sure. Perfect.
Goodbye.
I'm just very pragmatic. Someone's like, wouldn't it be cool if this was possible? And I mean, there's tons of stuff that would be cool if it was possible. But, you know, not saying anything, but that hurt me. Oh my god. Oh my god. A game where you can grind for any resource you want, where I'm having a blast? What can you do? You know what? Share your pain with me. I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear it. I'm just gonna get this guy out of here. Bro, shut up and play. Come to the wrong channel if that's what you want. The pain is that you have Deckard Cain. You know, I did know that that happened when I talked to the hooded one, and I was like, this is great. And then I just totally let that leak out of my brain, and it feels good to remember it now. But, yeah, no, I'm just, like, a real pragmatist when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Like, oh, Sean, wouldn't it be sweet if AI could generate ever-growing items that do need identification scrolls? Like, sure. I look forward to playing it. Sean, imagine an MMO, but the combat is Dark Souls style, and you have PvP happening dynamically across a world that is reactive to what the players do. Wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah. All right. You know, earlier, like, at the start of the stream, someone was asking about, like, I want to start getting into game development. Do you have any suggestions? And a suggestion I always like to give is just try to remake the first level of a game. Oh, you like puzzly games? Try to remake the first level of Portal. You like platformers? Remake the first level of Mario, or the first area of Hollow Knight. Just do that, and that will often take some people some weeks to months just to remake the thing they already know how to do. So when there's this insanely aspirational thing. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I think that you're full of it. What I'm saying is, yeah, it'd be cool. Just let me know when you got it. It sounds great. Cool. Atticus, what are your overall thoughts on PoE so far? Do you need more playtime? Yeah, I mean, I actually think that my answer is colored a little bit by how much I loved Path of Exile 1. Because in Path of Exile 1, yeah, I guess I'll get this. Woo! Man, those go, dude. Committing to the bit. You know, like, playing this thus far has been sensational. I like it more than I have liked Path of Exile 1. What this means long term, I don't know. Maybe after I play for another period of time, I'm like, ugh, this game is poopy. Because, I mean, a lot of games, it's almost like, how would you rate it over an arc of time? Let's imagine that I'm about to come to the end of the game. Let's just say we're about to hit complete cold halt on all interesting content. I would have said I had a 10 out of 10 experience up until that point, but if that's it, oh, that's because so much of my joy was coming from the promise of all these gems, the promise of all these items, the promise of what the future could be. Oh, damn. I'd probably give it a lower rating in that case. So, I mean, like, there's games that I feel like I've... Stardew Valley, the first hour and a half, I was kind of like, 5 out of 10, I don't get it. And then it grew into, like, a 10 out of 10. Elden Ring is actually probably the best example for me. Elden Ring, when it started off, I would give it a 7. After a little bit of time, it rose to an 8. When I took the elevator to Shifra, it became a 9, and then I fought against the Ancestor Spirit, and that was a 10. Yeah. So, I mean, I have thus far had a 10 out of 10 experience, is how I would say it. Search for the seed of corruption. Look, I found it, it's you.
This much flame. This village is beyond saving.
Atomic Django says, what are your thoughts on when something like a chat GPT type AI will replace the AIs that current game developers make? Your job posting made me reflect on that. I think very literally they're just different things. They happen to have the same word, but in the same way that there's producers that write down tasks and say to people, get this done. They're producers for the project. That's one kind of producer. There's also producers like Timbaland that make music, and they're music producers. They're both producers. Like, that's kind of how I feel about game AI compared to Gen AI and reinforcement learning AI. Because, for instance, this enemy here, where is it? All right, there's no enemies here. But, like, suppose there's a little dog that spawned, and the dog just runs and lunges. There's an AI managing its little brain, making it run and lunge. Someone had to write that. There's other ones that kind of walk in range and shoot their attack, and then sidestep a little bit, and then shoot their attack, and then walk at you. Slightly different game AI behavior. There's other units that we saw earlier that would blink and then stay still and cast spells and then blink and then cast spells and so on. That is completely different than trying to train a brain to optimally do something. And that's essentially what most learning algorithms are doing, is there's a goal, and it's working towards that goal as best as it possibly can. And so the framing of the problem statement, all the data needed to train it, all these sorts of things. Like, it literally doesn't make sense for the dude that runs at you and lunges and then runs at you and lunges. A lot of times, for instance, if I said, ooh, I want to write an AI to do something more sophisticated, like, I want a bot in lane in Dota. So someone can say, play against a medium bot, and I want a good medium bot. What does it mean to be a good medium bot? It doesn't mean extraordinarily skillful. I don't want someone to queue up against a medium bot and it has higher elo than Sumail or some shit in mid lane. I want it to be fun to beat up. I want it to make mistakes that I can exploit. I want it to maybe pressure me a little bit. These are just different problems. And so, I mean, that's why our job listing said not gen AI, not machine learning. It's like, look at these guys. They shamble. They walk up, they swing. Maybe if I walk a certain distance away, they'll stop. Having sharp programmatic control over this is extremely important. I don't want any learning to happen. Like the enemy that just dove at me and exploded. Right, little AI brain for that. This is still probably my favorite spell in the game, probably just because it's such high damage. Dawn Genesis, I'd argue they're more similar. I want to be very clear. I'm not sharing like a perspective. Like I'm sharing like the literal, very functional work that would occur today if you hired someone. Just to be clear, he says I can see them being in games, not learning the training, but have play a role and really commit and a bit of its own random decisions rather than a scripted AI. So, but the thing is, wait, maybe I don't know what you mean, Atomic Gender. Maybe I don't know what you mean because. Greater life flask. Let's go. God, the VFX is so good on that. Refill at the well in town. M. Log says, imagine playing Neverwinter Nights with a chat GPT-like AI doing the Overlord role with triggers and actions tied into the core game mechanics. But again, how do you train it? Soul says, I think they mean AI more in the director sense, where it makes decisions, not actions. That's game AI. You know, and as an example, like, if I, best example of like a high-level director that is still game AI, that would be, why can't I remember the name of the game? Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead. There's the individual zombie AIs that run at you. There's also a director that is controlling where the spawn points occur, and so on. Like, human had to write that. And if you say, what if we actually had like ChatGPT do it? I mean, the director has a task, which is to make a good gameplay experience. You would need to give it a very robustly defined goal with a robustly defined model, and then a shitload of data to have it achieve the goal, train it for a bunch of times so the output can be a brain that's really good, I should say a machine learning brain that is good at being that director instead of a programmer sitting down and writing. So, I mean, this is why I mean, like, they're just different things. Like, they just mean very, very different things. Because if you said, I want to train an AI to be a good director in Left 4 Dead, as opposed to having a game AI programmer write an AI
By decree
in Left 4
of the
Dead.
Count of Orgum.
Goodbye. The workflow for those two different things are just completely different. And honestly, it's one of these things where, like... Wait, how do... Refill at the well in town? Well, currently has 8 charges, so it is building charges. I don't know why, but when I looked at level 1-0, my brain glanced over 0. There says, don't they use AI in games to loot? So, let me just... I'm going to take an enormous step back, because in my little tiny fight for clarity of communication, maybe just the little group of us that are hanging out together, I can fight against this. AI stands for, as we all know, artificial intelligence, and it means an extremely broad range of things. For example, if you get out your phone and you go to a calculator and you just say, I want to add numbers together. That's an AI, right? That's a little algorithm that's being used to just process the information and output the stuff. Now, colloquially, one of the ways that people started to use AI before, like I'm talking like 15, 20 years ago, is something like what you're seeing in Path of Exile. I have a character that I'm controlling. Who's controlling these characters? Instead of saying, oh, the developers make those characters do that stuff, we say, oh, those are AI enemies. That's just a colloquial use of the term. So this is AI. And what has exploded since the release of ChatGPT is the notion of a very specific type of AI, which is someone didn't write the instructions. We instead set a goal and let a model learn how to achieve the goal. So this is highly structured, prescribed instructions that are written in a sequence. This is still AI, but how is it produced? A human wrote the algorithm, they wrote the heuristic, they wrote, here's how the zombie is gonna run at Sean and what it's gonna do, right? This is a learned thing. And so, the thing that's interesting, ignoring any of the dumb controversies, so we're not even gonna talk about the controversy, stuff here. You can find me to talk about that plenty elsewhere. What's interesting about this is you can do something like say, okay, I'm going to create bots that play Dota, and when they lose, they learn how to adjust themselves to be a little better at Dota, and then I'm going to let them play 40 billion games of Dota in parallelized models, and now we have an AI that no one even understands why it's making the decisions that it's making. All we know is that it is good enough to beat the best Dota team in the world. So, I want to note that if you want to use learning models, you are not writing the procedures. What you are writing is, here's your goal. Here is the way in which the AI teaches itself. This is often called a reward equation or a loss function or an objective function or an advantage function. I mean, there's a bunch of different names for this, but we want to give some equation that the learner wants to make go up. We want to create a goal for this whole thing. So it now has a way to learn. And we just want to give it inputs and punish it or reward it. Give it inputs, punish it or reward it, and it'll adjust itself. Coming up with good inputs, good outputs, and a good reward equation is insanely fucking hard to do. Getting useful data is insanely fucking hard to do. Insanely hard to do. Why did people get obsessed with AI models training in games? Oh, because thank God it's easy to generate data. What's the data? Games of Dota. How do I generate a game of Dota? I make the bots play a game of Dota. Oh my God, the bot can generate its own data and train on it. Oh, thank God I don't actually need that. But if you want to do something like, I want this bot to learn how to look at pixels on a screen and identify what number is it looking at. Really simple. You actually need like hundreds of thousands of examples of the number 7 again and again and again with a human labeling, this is 7. As again, it says AIs don't take initiative. Do they? Give me more clarity as to what you mean. Because, in a sense, a lot of the ways that AIs will, like, for instance, take an AI that's trying to learn how to play Dota well. As it's improving, you want it to do different things, but you also sometimes want it, or you want it to do things that it knows is good, but you don't want it to only do that, because that means it's no longer learning, if it only does what it thinks is good. You have to add in some period of time where it's choosing to do new decisions. So you might say 5% of the time, act randomly. 95% of the time, do what you think is good. So then that way, the randomness allows it to be exposed to scenarios that it hasn't actually seen before. And so, I want to again stress, AI is used super broadly, but over here, we have AI that a human wrote. Here's the actions. Do this action, do this action, do this action, do this action. If you get to this state, do the left branch if the enemy's low on health, do the right branch if the enemy's high on health, right? That. If you want to do learning AI, you need to come up with inputs, outputs, and a reward function, and then make sure that it can figure stuff out itself as you churn a shitload of data into it. This is a completely different work that a human does than this work that a human does. And so, if someone says to me, Sean, do you think that eventually, instead of having humans write monster AIs, do you think that eventually they'll let the computer write the AI for the monster? I mean, they're just two different kinds of work, two different kinds of problem. And it almost doesn't mean anything as a question. Because I think often people think of the AI learns to do this thing better. But if you need a dog to run at a human and dive at it, as has happened in my Path of Exile playthrough, I mean, that would take an AI programmer like under an hour. Oh, hell yeah. Horned Crown? Like, what if we wanted an AI to figure out how to ride a dog and ran at the player? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's like, it's almost nonsensical. The comparison. And then you might say, okay, Sean, well, what about the AI programmer that wrote the AI for every single enemy in this entire game? Wouldn't it be great if there was some way that we could actually have endlessly produced? Ooh. Ooh. Oh. I like Vortex. What if the AI could come up with all the different enemies and all the different behaviors? And it could generate brand new enemies constantly, like all the fucking time. I mean, in my eyes, that's just like, I mean, it's just a different way of restating the problem. It's not stating the possibility. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean, when you actually begin to make progress on that problem, and there's an actual problem statement. Because, I mean, hold on 1 second. You know, I actually have a better way to make my point as to why they're different. Crypt killed Filthy? Oh my god, what a name! How much damage do I take if I get just one shot by this guy? That's quite painful.
Didn't break a sweat.
Oh, I got a belt? Alright, how many slots does this have? Okay, this had better work. Amazing. They're doing it. Okay. So, here's, I actually think, a much better way. Here's a much better way to, actually, Batasai says you could write one combat AI, and it would act differently depending on what body it is. Depending on the skill stats it has, it would adapt to utilize them in the best way. Yeah, I'm not saying that's impossible. That's just a completely different thing than saying, I want this tanky thing to function this way, so I just write it down. When you have learning, you don't have control. You say, okay, just figure out how to do this task really well, and it often learns to do dumb shit. So, for instance, if you said, hey, Dota AI, I'm going to give you 1 point for every last hit you get, 10 points for every kill you get of an enemy player, and 1,000 points if you win a game of Dota 2. This will train it to do good things like last hitting and ganking, right? Well, if you're not careful, the best way to maximize the reward is to make sure that games never end so you can get infinitely many last hits. Because ending the game immediately gives you a finite reward. This is an example of a reward equation leading to unpredictable behavior. Or it should be unintentional behavior. So, let's step away from AI. Alright, let's step away from AI to a point that I like to make. And anyone who's watching on YouTube, we will go through the town here. Okay, so like, a lot of people think like this, problem. Wow, that's ugly. Problem, and they go solution. And like, this is how people tend to frame things. Right? You just have problems, you have solutions. Maybe if you are sitting in a meeting and people are kind of batting around various ideas, and someone will stand and go, "Hey, what's the problem? Well, what problem are we trying to solve?" You know, this sort of thing. I want to note that there's one layer above this, which is a goal. Now, immediately, Sean, what do you mean the difference between a goal and a problem? Like, it's kind of two ways of describing the same thing. So, I'm going to use a game example. Let's imagine that I'm working on a 4X game, you know, that's kind of like Civilization. I wonder if Civilization 7 is on my brain recently. Let's say I'm trying to make a game like Civilization 7, and the combat's boring. I might say, oh yeah, I don't even want good combat. I don't care. I want my game to be about trade and diplomacy. That's not a goal in our game. The combat is boring. That's actually an observation. That's data. It's not a problem statement. That's just data. And in fact, let me just put data up here because in my usual little bit on this is the highest level thing. So I'm working on my 4X strategy game that's just like Civilization. And I say to myself, hey, I'm observing, by playing my game a lot, that fights are boring. I can just say my goal is not to improve fights. I want it to be focused on economy and diplomacy, not that. Notice right away, we haven't used any of these words. We're just talking about, oh, we took some observations, we got some data, and we now have a goal for it. What if I wanted to do something about it? I've been playing my game, and the fighting, the combat in my 4X game is boring, so I want to make the fighting really interesting. That's a goal statement. The problem is the thing preventing you from hitting the goal. Like, I want to get in shape. That's a goal. What's the problem? I don't have the time or energy to figure out how to train myself. Or I keep getting really depressed and not going to the gym. That's the problem in the way of the goal. And so, I want to make my combat better. What might the problem be? Maybe I actually just don't have interesting units. Maybe units just have damage and health, and I go, you know what? I think the problem is that my units are boring, so my solution will be, I'm going to make a whole bunch of different types of damage, like magic and physical, and then with physical you can have like pierce or bludgeoning, and have different unit speeds, different sizes. So this is the solution. I've given concrete examples of new unit axes that addresses the problem of the units being boring, which should hopefully achieve my goal of making the combat more fun. And then what do? You go test it, and you go, hey, what am I observing? Am I actually identifying that it's fun or not? Maybe it's still not fun, which means something went wrong with your hypotheses here. Why did I go through this bit with respect to some of this AI stuff? Like, it's very easy to hear people describe what AI can do in the form of a goal. Sean, wouldn't it be cool if you could have, like, a director AI learn how to make cool monsters so then it could just infinitely generate monsters? Yeah, it sounds like a great goal. So, like, what's the problem in the way of the goal? Why don't you just get that for free? It's kind of hard to actually articulate. Well, you'd need to, I don't know, do exactly the shit that I was talking about earlier, like establish a proper reward function, inputs and outputs, and understand what it is that you're trying to train in order to verify that you're actually even training an agent to do the thing that you're trying to successfully do, and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, you're actually looking at the problem statement, okay? And so, I mean, in a sense, I don't think there's anything foundationally, like, I'm speaking very neutrally and, very almost agnostically about what generative AI and machine learning AI can do, quite deliberately, because I think it can do great stuff. I think if you understand how to establish what your problem is, not what your goal is. Yes, I know your goal is to make infinitely generated monsters, but, like, how do you set up your problem statement to where people can sit down and begin trying to come up with solutions to that problem? And too often, people will state a goal and state attempted solutions to a goal, and this is where things get weird. And this is where you wind up with mismatches. And again, I'll take my very personal statement earlier. My goal is to get in shape. What's my solution? Okay, hold on. That could be very different for different people. For me, my problem is that I'm so completely brain fried from all the other stuff going on in my life. I just really want someone to tell me what to do. Figuring out how to get in shape is too much for me. So I asked a personal trainer if they'd sign me up. They said yes. And now they're training me, and it's great. And now I'm able to just go to the gym and feel like I'm getting in shape. Hey. There are other times in my life where I wanted to get in shape, and the problem was that I didn't have free time. So I had to figure out how to cancel other things to free up my time. Same goal, different problem. Because it's the same goal and a different problem. Then the solution actually fits. Imagine if I had flopped these solutions. I want to get in shape, but I'm completely brain fried. I need to free up more time. Okay, I have slightly more free time, and I'm still brain fried. Didn't fix the problem. Oh, I maybe have no time to even go to the gym. If I just hired a personal trainer then, that solution wouldn't solve the problem of me not having free time. So, I mean, I think that this is like an important structural way of thinking that helps me make sure that I'm not wasting my time. Like, am I describing the goal? Am I describing the problem? Holy crap, that was a lot of damage. Noxious.
Your death comes.
But I think it also highlights very clearly why a lot of times the discussions around these super abstract technologies, I don't even feel like I can go anywhere with them. Because it's just like, I'm hearing goals and goal statements, and then I start talking about the problem, and then, ooh, sabatons. I start trying to talk about the actual problem, what you would do, like, okay, what problem, how would you set up the problem? What problem would that solve? These sort of types of things. And I think it's just sort of a helpful way to frame that. So there you go. You now know most of the things that I know. What does this do? Once socketed, it cannot... Oh, wait, what? Once socketed, it cannot be removed? Oh! Oh, my God. Actually, Ghosty, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely correct, Ghosty. Yeah, so let's actually move off the AI thing, because I mean, honestly, ignoring any super narrow, you know, focus, it is the sort of thing that is a super hot button issue, you know, and I really don't want people tuning in when they're trying to take a break from the news cycle, and I'm like sitting here getting into intense arguments about understanding very technical things. I mean, like, my understanding of that was years of my time being very focused on trying to learn it. And I feel like I've only scratched the surface. Okay, so find Renly's tools. Is that find Renly's tools? Search for the Seed of Corruption. Okay. And then with these skill gems, I can get another one of Overabundance. Yeah. But I appreciate Ghosty just pointing out that, like, it was being a little unproductive, because not everyone has spent years looking into to stop it. And, I mean, for the limited amount that I know, I don't even think I'm the best at articulating the knowledge. I'm still kind of a newbie. But I will say, I do really like my little framing of data, goals, problem, solution. Because, I mean, there was a time when I was spending so much effort not getting through to people when I felt like I was being clear, and then they would repeat what I said back to them, and I'd be like, or repeat their understanding back to me of what they thought I was saying, and I'd be like, oh, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I guess that also isn't very clear on my part. You know.
I need more time. Will of humanity.
Flux Bloom says, honestly, among the people that are willing to talk about it, you did explain it better than most. I think if I had... Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that. Second of all, I think a critique I would give is that I felt more frustration in my voice than I wanted to. Because, dude, Atomic Django's asking a really interesting question and wants to just chat about stuff. He's done that regularly over time. My frustration comes from the fact that completely outside of this stream or any of this stuff, I mean, you would not believe, this is the last thing I'll say on the topic, you would not believe the amount of people kicking the door down to talk about AI stuff, to creators, developers, humans, like my email box gets filled with this shit so often, honestly, because a lot of them are using ChatGPT to spam out mass emails, right? And it's just like, oh my god.
Just wait. Surely
And I honestly think there's a lot of awesome merit to the technology. Oh!
Great will take you, bastard!
The Marrakech do not
Oh my
forgive,
god. I wish I'd
nor
gotten
do
the chance
they
to see that,
forget.
because that looks like it could have been dramatic. I want to see how long it takes for this guy to... I wonder what some of these things are. 71. So this is when he freezes? Oh, dude, that fill? So how... Does it immediately begin the... I mean, that's just so sweet.
Justice will be served.
So I think that sometimes when the topic comes up, I get a little bit... I just... Some of that frustration from, like, waking up. Sean, you have 40 new emails. Oh my god, what happened? Oh. Delete, 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 delete. Alright, let me get this out of the way. Delete, 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 delete. Oops, I'm using the wrong abilities here. And with that, I will say, let's come back to this game. This game is so awesome, I can't believe it. Oh, he finishes his attack? What? This game sucks! Oh, I was slightly zoomed in as well. That's actually pretty funny.
Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can...
Face your judgment, Marrakech wench.
Great will take you, bastard!
Oh my god, this is a lot better for visibility. Dude, how long have I been zoomed in slightly? It must have been since that DLSS. When I was trying to fix the sharpness.
Oh, thank you.
What the fuck? Oh, it was once I zoomed in on the head? Okay, nice. Again.
Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can...
So I don't even think I have any resistances.
Marrakech wench.
Great will take you, bastard!
The Marrakech do not forgive, nor do they forget.
So what's the word he says when he's about to just cook me?
Down here.
Okay, I see where it is. He's like, fragility. Oops, not shift. I don't know why it's so hard for me to not hit shift. I mean, I know that it's coming from deadlock, but still. did it again. I didn't shift. Oh, I'm stuck. I did it! I dodged it! Woo! We're owning! Okay, I need to do this thing as well. I need to unbind my pinky. That's what I need to do. I gotta run around and generate mana. Oh my god, fuck! I don't think I'm strong enough! I'm not strong enough! Imagine this fight as a newbie melee. It would be easier. You know.
They've all gone mad! Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can...
Face your judgment, Marraketh wench.
Great Wolf take you, bastard!
The Marraketh do not forgive.
Oh, I thought I got out of the way of that. I would just stay, like, right next to him. It's always the safest place in games.
Time is up. The guillotine drops. Face your death. Time is up.
Oh, that didn't hit. It happened.
I need more time.
The guillotine drops. Face your death.
It's actually easier if you're right in his face.
Guillotine drops.
Oh, wait, no, it isn't.
Face your death.
Dude, this... Oh, dude, I keep... No, I need to stay really close to him. That's what's going to make this actually work.
Guillotine.
Because the instant I get too far away from him, they just lose track of his positioning. Oops.
The guillotine drops.
Alright, I'm stuck. Oh, I see. I can't go past this line.
Guillotine drops.
Oh, the guillotine. I thought you were saying agility. I can't see myself very well. Alright, very clearly. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I just lost track of where I was. Agility. I'm back.
Don't do this. Stop.
I might just not overcomplicate it and just spam Spark the whole time.
Face your judgment.
I think PoE 2 so far, it's amazing.
Wolf take you, bastard!
The Marraketh
By the way, we're not asking for tips. We're not asking for tips, everyone. Leave us alone. I really like this level 4 shards. And I'm low on mana. I think it makes sense.
Nowhere to run.
Hey, caught me.
Guillotine. Drops.
Oh, I rolled.
Guillotine. Drops.
I can do this.
Nowhere to run.
God, I keep thinking that I'm timing that roll correctly. Dude, these bosses have been very different. It's pretty incredible. Oh, the red is a highlighting reticle. I thought that he had some effect coming up. Oh.
Is up. Guillotine. Drops. Get down here!
So is it waves or is it continuous? I think it's waves.
Time is up. The guillotine drops.
I feel like it actually stopped spawning as many dudes. I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but
I have no space for that.
all right. Superior? Huh. Yeah, I shouldn't do this. This goes here. Oh. What a mess. That can go here. Dude, I feel like I should be able to do this. Is there another way to do this? Oh, that really highlights how much of the proportion of damage the orb was doing. I did it. Solved the easy puzzle on easy mode. Oh, holy! Oh my god! Oh my god! Why are they so strong? Why are they so strong? Free the prisoner? Alright. Go, go, go me! Go me! Oh! Elden Ring influence. Oh my god. Excalibur Z, happy 100-month anniversary. And what a lovely 100 months it has been.
He killed Eamon. Just...
Yeah, we're just gonna go talk to you, Clearfell. Wait. Is Clearfell the name of the town we go to? Oh yeah, it is. I don't even know what the name of it was. Dude, Excalibur Z, thanks for 100 months of support. And all you little lovely darlings, I want to remind that next week we are going to be doing Path of Exile 2 on Wednesday, Thursday. I really am interested where the systems continue to grow and build from here. We still haven't gotten to reservations. We still haven't gotten to some of these other systems that are alluded to. What is this thing's called? It's like spirit packs, spirit reserves. I have a lot more of the sphere grid that needs exploration. I'm looking forward to it. Favorite boss so far? Last thing I'll say before I go is probably, honestly, Executioner was really fun. I'm trying to think of going through the boss fights in the game. You know, maybe my favorite was actually the first one, just because of how striking it is. I just want to go here and hit a waypoint, and then close out. I want to go home. Miller or the Witch. I remember which one is Miller. It's so good. Well, hey everyone, thanks for hanging out. I've exited the game. I'll see you on Monday. Mwah.